And now, for your entertainment pleasure, I introduce to you former Mayor Robert Brady and current Chairman of the Denison Development Foundation.
This is when I start making Tony nervous when I don't use the remarks that he gave me. So go ahead and get nervous, Tony. Yet another wonderful announcement for Denison, Texas, and TMC. If you will, go back with me just a little bit and recall that Denison, once upon a time, had a wonderful community hospital. It was probably accepted as one of the top hospitals in the area, if not the region. Now, my friends to the south may disagree with that, but we believe it was. And from that dream came a vision, and from great leadership from that board at the time, under the able direction of Dirty Gary, who's not here with us, I don't believe, and Dr. Mackie Watkins, who was the president and CEO of the hospital. They knew in the changing climate of the medical industry that they had to have a private partner in order for them to continue to have the success that they were having. So they went about developing their dream into a vision, and that vision into a plan, and that plan is what you see today. They were able to secure a partner, and they made it a little bit harder than just securing a partner. They told the partner that if you're going to be our partner, you're going to have to build this new hospital. And so you see the result of all that hard work that took place. Today we're here to announce that we're going to open up even more area in this wonderful hospital, the 7th floor. I don't know what it's going to be yet, Ron. I guess you're going to tell us that in a minute. You know, I'm often accused of bloviating about Denison and being number one. And I guess you could argue with me on a lot of those things I think we're number one in, but I don't think you can argue with me about having the number one facility in this area, in this region. So, Ron, thank you very much for all you're doing, and your staff, the doctors and nurses, and the dedicated employees that work here, because you're taking a dream that we had and you're making it reality. And we just look forward to the future. Now, as I tell Tony, it's not what you did for me yesterday, it's what you're going to do for me tomorrow. So my next question is, when are you going to open up floor number 8? So with that, I would like to introduce my friend and my mayor, Mr. Jerry Johnson.
Oh, what a great crowd, and it's an honor to be with you today. And for me, this is especially a fun day as an employee of this great institution and also as the mayor of this fine city. It's wonderful to be with you. I do want to recognize Mayor Wacker from Sherman, my colleague there. She and I have already been working well together over the past year, and we'll continue to do that. I count her as a friend and certainly someone who helps as we move projects together that we can jointly work on, and we've done that. Back in June, there was an announcement with Reese Foods expansion, and during that time I used it as a chance to recant to the community the success we've had in economic development over the last year and a half. And at that press conference, we had a member from the governor's office there that day, because the governor was very instrumental in getting Reese Foods here back in 2005. And one of my themes throughout that press conference was that being the mayor of Denison is the best mayor gig in Texas. For all of the following reasons, all the excitement that was going on, it was just the best mayor gig in Texas. Well, you may have heard the governor about 4 weeks ago when he announced that he would not be running for re-election, but he said he was, being the governor of Texas, was the best governor gig in all of the United States. So he's using my material. So if you know him, tell him to stop it, get his own stuff, and quit relying on what we're doing up here. But no, it is. Being mayor of Denison's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun for this reason. It's the people you see in this room. It's the people that you see out working on various boards and commissions, and that's why we've been successful. Something that I've been calling over the last year and a half, Team Denison. From capable staff to capable volunteers to no hidden agendas, we're doing one thing: we're moving Denison forward. So what does that look like in the last year and a half? Despite a recession that Denison wasn't sheltered from, our community passed an $80 million bond package to support our schools. We already had good school system, good results. Now we're going to have the facilities to match that. Following that, the community said we've got one more facility in our schools. That's the stadium. We're addressing that. That'll open about a year from now. a $6 million project. The Schuler development, 3,000 acres on Lake Texoma, which is now in the city limits of Denison, or in the process of being in the city limits of Denison. The impact there is $1.9 billion of investment. To put that in perspective, the current tax roll in Denison is about $1.3 billion today. And that is, in order to make that happen, it's a public-private partnership of $250 million of infrastructure. Our partner, Tom Johnson, who's here today, who has developed all of this corner and also the other corner, we worked with our friends at the county to establish a TIF for this development. When he's concluded with phase one of things that you don't see coming out of the ground today, that's $115 million of further investment that we'll be able to see from any window in this facility. In order to make that happen, again, there's $6.5 million of private infrastructure that has to be put in. Hotel motel tax is up in the city of Denison about 254% over the last several years. Again, what's happening there is people are traveling, and our local industries and businesses have folks coming into their facilities as they continue to work and to grow. And then as we look at all of our existing industries over the last year and a half, the job announcements that we have. Job announcements with Champion Cooler with 30 jobs, Caterpillar moving to downtown Denison with 200 jobs, Nova One with another 200 jobs, Cigna next door, our neighbors, 100 jobs, ACS 100 jobs, Kwikset 30, Reese Foods 150, and Floorstone 50. Those are all expansions here within the city. And then we have new business development. Over the last several months and a few months, we have 15 new businesses that have either already opened or in the process of opening in our downtown. That doesn't happen by circumstance. What it happens for is from work that's been going on down there. We've spent about $400,000 in our downtown in facade grants, in cleaning it up and making it look enticing so that people will be willing to invest their private dollars there. And that work is paying off. And then we have new businesses that have come over the last year and a half. NGS, that we just announced a couple of months ago, 150 jobs. They'll be operational here in the next couple of months. U.S. Aviation, which we did partner with Sherman on for some incentives out at the airport with 20 jobs, and then Visionary Insulation, another 10 jobs that we put in our old Safeway plant. But the big deal there is they're taking an operation from Korea and moving it to the United States. So why is all this happening in Denison? There are cities all across this state and the country that would kill for any one of those projects. In our times of economic uncertainty, people are working every day to try to create those types of projects. So why is this happening in Denison? Really, it's three reasons. One is the commitment from your local government to foster a pro-business environment. We are willing to take risks on projects that will grow this community. We are willing to take risks to work with private developers that will protect the future of Denison and to grow the future of Denison. Now, when I say risk, we're not looking to do something that's pie in the sky. We're working every day to discern these efforts and to make sure we're utilizing those incentive dollars appropriately. Secondly, is we're committed to education and educating our workforce. You know, when we talk to prospects about coming, they can't come to a community if they don't have a workforce that they can hire from. And that's exactly what we've seen as we partnered with our college, with our partner at Grayson College. Just the hospital alone has 7 or 8 different programs that the hospital utilizes at Grayson College to help supplement our workforce. That's not unique to TMC. There's many other industries that are working with the welding programs and the computer graphics programs, etc. out there. Because we all know that you have to have a well-educated workforce, both at the entry level and at the professional level. And lastly, everyone, I talked about Team Denison. Everyone is committed to making Denison a place where people want to live, where people want to recreate, where people want to shop, where people want to work. And it's with that vision that we work every day. And it's, as I close my remarks, and I'm about to bring Mr. Seal up, to all the members of the TMC team that are here in the audience today, you've got to understand what you do every day expands so far beyond healthcare. As you come to this parking lot and you walk to your job every day, your number one focus is saving lives and creating a healthier Texoma. And you do that very well, and our scores and our quality results indicate that. But the economic engine that this facility drives for this entire region, not Denison, but for Sherman, Grayson County, southern Oklahoma, is huge. Just to put it in perspective, we know that since the opening of this facility, including the new construction, we're at somewhere around $170 million of investment, taxable investment in this community. that has a huge impact on what our community is able to do. But even more so, on an annual basis, we spend about $1.8 million a year in local sales tax. Now, yes, the city gets about 25% of that, and that is significant, but more so what's significant is those local small businesses that are recipients of the sales that generated that sales tax. And the indirect jobs that are created because we're going and using the flooring company, or we're going and using the interior design company, or the hardware store, or the plumbing store, or the florist, or whatever it may be, those small businesses are a recipient of this economic engine. And lastly, our employees. Currently, I think it's about 1,400 employees today at this institution with an annual payroll of $70 million. These are good jobs. These are jobs that are then, obviously, they go and get those dollars get spent in this community. So the economic engine that this facility has created is really, words don't describe. So it is with that and with the excitement of that and today that I'm pleased to welcome our CEO and the visionary of Texoma Medical Center, Mr. Ron Sill.
Thank you, Mayor, and our guys too. And actually, Mayor Brady, I have some notes here also that Amber said if I don't go by them, she'll hit me over the head. So I'm going to try to stick to some of the notes, but I'm as you say, I'm going to kind of ad-lib just here a bit. But our guys, again, thank you all for your time here today. We're just very honored to have you here. And you know, as I heard the opening prayer from Sam, one of the things that he said that I think is so accurate is that I want us to be here today humbly because of where we are. Only by God's grace are we where we are. So I want to give him the ultimate outstanding name and full credit for what's happening with this facility, guys, because through his ultimate leadership helps us to be where we are and who we are. And that being said, I also want to thank our staff. I see many staff members here, and guys, we have grown substantially, and they are to be really commended for what they're doing in spite of the growth as far as handling the volume increase that we're seeing almost every day. Guys, you do an outstanding job, and again, to each of you, I want to say thank you for what you do to take care of our patients every day. Thank you. Guys, what I want to do is to kind of let you hear who we are, kind of what we're about. We have two major initiatives here at our facility. For those of you that work here, you know what they are. For those of you that don't, I want you to hear this. We're after two major things, quality and growth, in that order. Our philosophy is that if we do what we do well, we take care of patients, our friends, our families, everyone in the region. If we do what we do well, we will continue to have growth. We'll have good outcomes, which is what we want for everyone that actually comes to our facility. So that being said, I just want to express to you some things that our team here have done over the past, I'm going to say, 2 years for sure. We actually this year won the Outstanding Award for Overall Quality by our company, UHS. UHS owns and operates more than 200 hospitals nationwide. Our facility was named #1 for overall quality of care by our company this year. We were also named by Medicare in the year 2011 on into 12 in the top 11% of hospitals nationally for quality. Again, speaks major volumes to what our staff has worked so hard here to make happen. We also, from a patient satisfaction standpoint, we're also in the top 6% for all those scores. Then I want to indicate to you what we've done in the area. We were named the best hospital in the region here. And I think 5 out of the 6 actually last year's, but this past year especially. So, once again, this is what they've done here for us and in the region. What that does for all of us is it elevates quality. It helps us to have growth as we go forward. Some of the growth, for example, our ER. And if you've had to experience the ER, hopefully you were in and out of there very quickly, but unfortunately with the growth that we've had, you may have had to wait there somewhat. Our ER growth year over year, This year to date, compared to the same period 1 year ago, 18% increase in ER growth. Our OR growth in the operating rooms, we've increased year over year 12% in the OR. In the OB area, these mayors that are here, so actually Mayor Wacker, Mayor Johnson, I don't know what y'all put in our water, but our OB growth has been 22% year over year. So obviously, if you want to move to the area, expect to have a baby.
And thank for the water.
And then, that's right, thank the water for that. So anyway, these guys have done a great job in the communities, guys. We have wonderful mayors. They've helped us exponentially to do what we do here. So I want to thank them also for what's happening here. Now, to get to to ask you why we're here today, we are expanding. The 7th floor is what's about to happen. You heard that said earlier. We're adding actually 38 beds to our facility, floor number 7. We'll have it open sometime probably middle part of December. And I heard the question asked, what about the 8th floor? At the growth rate that we're experiencing right now, you're going to hear this here today. Our plan will be as quickly as we complete that floor to go right into floor number 8. The expenditure this year at this facility, with the expansions, with the capital that we're having to add to the facility to handle the growth, is going to be right around $15 million this year. Also, the good news is when we open up floor number 7, we're going to add 100 new jobs to the community. So that'll be happening